wrong, right? You can love that shit. My sister loves all that shit. Loves it. Loves all of that shit. Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter. She has the books. She's one of them. She's a snob, right? She got the books. She's the one that'll be like, that fucking movie. You know, even though she loves the fucking movies, but you know, she's a snob, is what I'm saying. Love my sis, but like, you know, Harry Potter isn't real, fam. So if you're like living your life as if Harry Potter is real, you would be absurd. Because if you think that you're gonna fucking, I don't know about Harry Potter. If you think you're gonna wave a magic wand and you're gonna have a la vista, baby, you're something is wrong with your fucking brain. That's not gonna magically materialize anything. You're not manifesting anything other than the fact that you don't know what the hell you're talking about, right? But see, the sad part is, you know, like most people, including my sister, right? Most people live their lives exactly like this when it comes to Christianity. Christianity is the same kind of shit. It's the same kind of sci-fi fantasy shit, except it's a lot more bloody, rapey, convoluted, that doesn't really seem to be a real purpose. And that's the point. So when we see this shit where they're talking about their purpose as Christians and their purpose is to fucking glorify the Lord, to glorify God and to enjoy him forever, they can't actually like elucidate what the fuck that actually means. They can't actually communicate. They can't demonstrate. They can't show us what the fuck that means. When they say this stuff, oh, their chief end is to glorify him forever. What does that mean? What is this God thing? Where is it right now? And that's the chief core of the problem. If you can't show us this thing right now, then what are you talking about? How exactly are you glorifying this thing that you can't show us right now? And at the end of the day, it's always the case that they just make it up. They just come up with their own fucking answers as to how they feel they're glorifying him. And of course, there's no consistency, which is why there's 45,000 different denominations of Christianity, because ultimately it is a miserable failure. It does not comport with reality. If it was real, if there was the supernatural super entity, why are there all these different groups of people who have all these different views and interpretations and disagreements concerning any and every aspect of theology and reality? And they're supposed to all be on the same team. It's so fucking bad that some Christians don't even realize that other Christians are even Christians, right? As a result of, say, the Protestant Reformation, a lot of fucking Protestants don't even realize that Catholics are Christians. A lot of the Protestants think that Catholicism is some completely, totally, utterly different shit. They don't even realize they're under the same umbrella, because that's how full of shit they all are. All of their shit is bullshit. Every single aspect of Christianity is crap, okay? Okay, there might be certain little things that you can say, okay, that's decent, that's okay. But the point is, it doesn't comport with our reality. These people cannot show us that what they are talking about actually makes sense. So when you see these people, when you see these pastors, you finally see on a fucking clear-cut, concrete scale, they serve no purpose. They serve no purpose. There's no purpose. That's the point. That's the problem with Christianity. That's why I have a major problem with Christians and just theists all around, because they all suffer from the exact same problem. Every form of theism suffers from the same problem. We just talk about Christianity here because we're Americans and we live in America where 2/3 of the population are Christians specifically. They're some kind of Christian, or at least they claim to be some kind of Christian. So we got to go after the people who comprise this country and have the biggest influence, the largest political influence, media influence, just influence all the, like, it's so, this is how much the problem exists. Let me show y'all this. I was watching First Take this morning. I was watching one of the videos from yesterday, actually, where they're talking about LeBron. And, you know, I like LeBron. And in general, I like all these people, pundits, whatever. I'm a fan of Stephen A. I do an impression of Stephen A. from time to time. But it's always stuff like this where I'm just minding my business, watching fucking whatever, and they always gotta throw the Lord in there somewhere for some reason. So just check this out.
Former teammate of LeBron James. That dude was a trusted confidant of LeBron James. And when he was remotely critical LeBron James cut him off. You understand, with the Twitter account, blocked him or whatever it was. And Perk went on social media. What was your comment about Jesus? What was your comment about Jesus? You said something. You know, he said, I'll get over it. You know, what did you say?
Hey, S.A., everybody that ain't follow Jesus Christ.
That's right, he said. That's what he said in response to LeBron. Because why? Because Perk was making the point. We are out here covering the game of basketball, and this brother is getting mad at me, meaning Perk, and he's somebody that I've known since childhood, and you tripping over that. Perk was like, please, that you ain't worried about it. You know this.
And so it's stuff like that, and it's the irony of that, right? It's the irony of shit like that, where we're talking about fucking sports. Athletes do it all the fucking time, where they just, for whatever reason, they feel the need to mention this Jesus stuff. But it's like, think about it, and think about the irony that, you know, he just said what he said about, oh, LeBron James is tripping, you know, he's getting mad over, you know, just people criticizing him, right? But Christians are the literal worst at this. They literally cannot even allow any form of criticism of them whatsoever. This is the level. This is the level. We talked about this like a week or so ago, a couple weeks ago. Check this out, right? This is how pathetic they are. Okay? They're so sensitive, they attack each other. Right? This was a couple weeks ago. Trump task force report alleges anti-Christian discrimination under Biden administration. Right? But the problem with this is that Biden is a Christian. He is a known Catholic. In fact, he has gotten into it with the Pope, with Pope Francis before, or one of the previous popes. Right? And then obviously we saw fucking Trump get into it with the Pope too. So all these Christians are fighting each other for what? I thought that they all were on the same team. I thought they were all on the same side. I thought they were all on Team Jesus. So what the fuck is the purpose first of all, the fuck does the Lord need a task force for? Isn't the Lord the most powerful ultimate super weapon of all time? Isn't the Lord super duper super? Don't y'all say that the Lord is omnipotent? So what the fuck does it need a task force for? The fuck you need a task? Dude, how pathetic are y'all? That y'all claim the most powerful, the most this, that. Y'all need a task force? You need a task force. And then you're going to attack each other. You're going to attack your own to say, oh, you were being discriminatory against Christians. You're saying this to a Christian. It would be one if you said this to me. Okay, if you said it to me, guilty as charged. Yeah, I discriminate. Yeah, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. No, I'm not just going to let you fucking say some retarded shit and think that I'm supposed to be like, oh, yeah, that totally makes sense, dude. That totally makes perfect sense. But, like, you're going to attack your own? How is this not clear-cut that none of y'all know what the hell y'all are talking about? By the way, where the fuck is the Lord? Where exactly is the Lord so he could get you dumbasses in order? Where the fuck is the Lord so that he can get y'all on the same side, on the same page, so they all don't have these quarrels and these fucking disagreements and all this fucking dissension? I thought that y'all were supposed to be brothers in Christ. Isn't that what y'all be saying? Isn't this the language that y'all use? You're brothers in Christ, and yet you're fighting over fucking this thing, this dude, and this dude ain't even real. That's gay as hell, bro. Y'all, not that there's anything wrong with that. But, hey, Isabella, what's good? Yeah, this is the no cap zone for real. Yo, I know, I'm back doing lives on YouTube. I'm permanently doing lives on YouTube, and all types of shit is about to be happening now. I am literally building the infrastructure that is going to transform our society, and I thank you for coming through. And we're going to keep it going, going to make this shit awesome. So stick around. That's all I have to say. Come through, stick around. I'm going to be more consistent with this shit. If you haven't already, come through to the Discord. I'm literally adding all kinds of crazy shit to it. I'm going to be making a big announcement soon.